What's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of How to Hunt. Today we're going to be looking at Golem. I'm going to talk about the mechanics of the boss. I'm going to talk about characters and artifacts and how you can win. So let's get into it. So for Golem 10, it has the same immunities as every other boss. That is Taunt, Silence, Sleep, and Stun. It's immune to all of those. Its primary attack is an AoE defense break with an AoE follow-up attack. The defense break itself is not really what hurts. That follow-up attack murders though. It also increases its attack over the course of the fight. So every time it attacks, it's getting stronger. Also, its other attack is it counterattacks every 5 attacks it receives. Now the only danger in this is when your defense is broken, so you want to maintain cleanses on your team so that you don't get counterattacked while your defense is broken. It has 2 minions. I like to call the left one Rock and I call the right one Tree. I don't know why, it's a me thing. Anyways, Rock will buff the boss, makes the boss tanky, makes him a rock. Also makes him do more damage. Rock's hurt. The right one is Tree, and it heals the boss. There's not really an explanation to this one. It's a tree. It heals. Alright, so the things you need to be successful in Golems is an anti-heal. You want some sort of percent HP, defense ignore, or something along those lines. Just something that generally lets you walk up to the boss and make him go boom. Boom is good. Boom is very good. Now for some things that are nice to have, a strip or a buff block can be really helpful. Stops Rock from giving him the attack and defense buffs. Mischance is also really nice. Gives him a chance to miss his defense break. It will not make him miss his stun though, just to be aware. On his counterattack, that stun will always stun somebody unless you have immunity, even if he misses. Now for your approach, there's 2 different ways you can approach the actual fight itself. You can go the debuff route, or you can go brute force route. Brute force route is the fun way. Being slightly serious, being slightly sarcastic there. So the brute force route is the harder way. You're gonna need really good gear because the golem is extremely tanky. And if you do it the brute force route, what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring percent health attacks or bleeds and burns with lots and lots of crit damage or defense ignore damage. You're basically just gonna nuke the boss, and the main thing here is that if you're nuking the boss, your team is probably squished. You probably didn't invest very much into survival stats, so that's why that's hard, because Golem can kill those characters very easily. Whereas if you go the debuff damage route, which is with poison, then you can just invest into tanky stats and you live a lot more easily. As far as roles for this fight, there aren't really any since everyone gets hit, but if you want to break down on a good rule of thumb team comp to use for golems, then what I'd recommend is a DPS. It can be either debuff or straight up nuke in the mouth damage, at least 1 soul weaver, you have 1 flex spot, and you need 1 debuffer that's dedicated to keeping up anti-heal on the boss. The main thing about Golem is that you don't want the boss getting healed, because eventually the Golem will die, guaranteed, so long as you have anti-heal. And then the question just becomes whether it'll kill you before you can kill it. So I know I said that I'd talk about each individual character that I'd recommend for Golem, but when I started to make the list, it actually turned out to be a really extensive list. So what I'm going to do instead is say build a flippin' Curious, okay? I recalled my Curious back when they nerfed Curious, well, tweaked Curious, deservedly so, and I regretted it for a very long time, and I finally got around to rebuilding her, and now I'm doing Golem 10. I was struggling with 4 6 stars, Haste, Balsazan, Araminta, Angelica, and the second that I rebuilt my Curious, I was able to start doing it with slap together gear. Like, she's just that good for Golem, so just go ahead, do it. Other than that, it's really up to you. Well, that's it for the video. Hopefully this helps someone out in making the Golems team or understanding the mechanics a bit better. And if it did, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see done differently. Let me know what different topics you'd like to cover. I'm gonna hover the stats of the characters that I use for this run just in case somebody has those same characters and wants to duplicate the team that I have here. And if you don't have the bosses on, you could just substitute the bosses on out for an Azalea. She's the only 3-star with anti-heal. Anyways, max out!